Hello everyone, No Respawns here, hope you're doing well. So we're at Tenpines Bluff, and it is raining and thunder. I decided to turn the weather back on, because I quite like the look of this area. It kind of, in the rain in this area, it just kind of suits the style of the settlement and the kind of the look I was going for. I always find in the daylight it tends to not look as good. Plus it gets to just show off the lighting as well. So basically this is Tenpines Bluff, and this has been fully finished on my end. You can see the house that I've placed in there looming in the distance. And basically, those of you who haven't downloaded it yet, there are links in the description. And those of you who obviously have already downloaded it, then there will be an update. So look out for that. So basically, this is following on from the premise of my previous mods, where basically I'm trying to kind of give you a nice framework to work with, but still have loads of space for you to build your own stuff. That's pretty much the whole idea with my settlement mods. This one was a bit trickier because it's kind of a much wider space. So I kind of found myself trying to decide what I wanted to do. Oh, the weather's clearing up anyway. Decided what I wanted to do. I'm going to do a quick tour around the walls. So, for example, I did sometimes kind of go like, right, what shall I add here? What shall I do this? And, like, the interior looked a little bit open. But then I remembered, you know, you're going to have your own stuff built there. So I'm kind of pleased with what I've done. So I have shown you the walls before, for those of you who watched the last video. But let's do just a quick walk around. So it's kind of a combination of wood junk fences and then kind of bespoke custom walls, all with barbed wire around the top. And there are 3 of these custom guard posts. These all work now, by the way. Those of you who downloaded the mod before know that they weren't working 100% or at all. The reason being was actually the staircase. So basically there was the staircases leading up to the towers was effectively the wrong one. And so the settlers couldn't get up. So firstly, like with all my other settlements, there is a rail mark here that is scrappable. So let me just show you. Oh, someone's driving by in a siren. You may have heard that. Sorry. So basically, just hit square. It has no actual resources. Because this cannot become a safe house, I decided to just use the ally one, because mainly I would have had to have put like an extra little stand to put the rail sign. It looked a little bit clumsy. Decided just to kind of leave it as is. Yeah, it looks cool, this settlement in the rain. That's why I've kind of done it. So basically each one has these 3 guard towers, as you can literally see with this guy here. They are all manned, and I'll demonstrate again when I present the menu, but it does actually add to the workshop. I just want a quick thing. There is a weird, not a bug, but I think it's a strange feature in this area, and I think it's the same thing that's happened in the slug, where there's a water pump, which is out there, and I've moved it here, except it resets its position out there. And I think it's something to do with how the objects in this specific area are locked in, because it keeps moving back, so you'll have to pick that up, I'm afraid. Same reason why you can't scrap these stupid beds. If anyone knows how to do that, let me know, and actually kind of like unlock them, and then what I'll do is I'll just move those houses, those beds inside there. I'll just get rid of them completely. So basically you can see it's kind of the whole premise is I wanted to kind of feel like a more traditional farm with a quirk, as you can see with a house, but give you loads of space. So one thing I have done in kind of key building areas, I've gotten rid of quite a bit of the grass. There's still left some of it around, mainly because the textures looked really weird without it, but I have flattened it, especially around and about this house over here. So there's no grass kind of poking out the inside. As you can see, it's literally kind of quite flat everywhere, which is going to be quite cool. Now, obviously, the house is the big thing. Now, I actually was staring at this for a good... Well, basically, like, this whole week, I've just been kind of staring at it, just like, I don't know what to do. And I kept trying stuff, and I just wasn't in the zone. And then I was just kind of playing around the game, and I was like, oh, I had an idea. And it turns out the Covenant houses are one of them. This one specifically fit in perfectly, which is really, really grand. All the nav meshing has been done, as you can see. The settlers have no problem. I did put this one little custom little bridge here just because I looked cool. And also because I had to put a little step there. Because because there's like on a mound, I couldn't have it any lower without it looking a bit weird. So same here, I've had to put kind of custom steps. But it just meant that I blended it into the bridge instead. I think it looks quite nice. It's quite a nice juxtaposition to the rest of the settlement. As you can see, it looks the same. It should do, but let me know you should have it. I didn't remove any of the creatures, so when you unlock this, there should still be rad roaches in here. The first time, they're still on the wall, so it should be grand. If there's any issues, you probably just disable the mod and then unlock the settlement first. Now, one thing I did learn how to do, which I'm quite chuffed. Well, two things. One was getting rid of the grass, which I was quite pleased about. But those of you who have my red rocket, which will be up for days when I just gotta sit down and get around to doing it, is that I didn't realise actually make it so you could build in items. So basically, as you see right now with this bed, it goes green, all very, very happy. Same with this bubble. Oh, lag. You don't notice so much. Anyway, so there we go, all happy. For some reason, they were like, they would sink into the ground. It's a simple case. You have to open up the kind of actual base item, make your own version of it, and then kind of add this special keyword in, which enables you to place stuff in. But yeah, this is it. It's quite a simple one. I did want it to look more like a traditional, kind of like a nice vanilla settlement. That was the look I was going for, with a twist. So, for example, the walls are really detailed. You've got these kind of like lamppost light things. And it's all grand. So kind of like it's traditional, but also not, is effectively what I'm going for. On a side, you can scrap, as I will show you now, these lanterns here, and there is another one there. You can't scrap these. Well, you might if you've got a certain scrapping mod, but they're not linked to the light. Just due to the size, I tried it with that one over there, and I could never get the stupid... Because it's actually, I just can't select it, basically. So if I figure that out, I will eventually make those scrappable as well. But to be honest, you know, I can't see why you would scrap those, because they're not really... They're quite... I think they add a nice little bit of detail, which is precisely why I put them there onto the side. Anyway, that was a bit of a shorter video. This has taken a lot longer. I also redid all the Mav Mesh, by the way. So there was a couple of instances where there were a couple of, like, too close. And, like, I had a couple of provisioner dogs trying to get out of here. That won't happen anymore. It's been redone. And all the food works as well, mainly because I didn't touch it. So yeah, this took a long time, but it's a bit of a big one. Now, the next one I'm planning to do is probably Starlight Drive-In. I've been hankering, that's one of my favourite locations. I think it is for a lot of you. So I'm going to be doing that. That will probably be, just as a spoiler, I will be kind of doing the central area. And it won't be walls as such. I don't know, I still haven't decided. That one's an odd one, because it's a very cool area, and I also know it will be a very popular mod if done properly. I'm halfway through doing my latest outpost, so that'll be done probably not tomorrow, the day afterwards, so have that up on Tuesday. Oh wait, no, Wednesday, because it's bank holiday Monday, so I'll have it on Wednesday. And yes, and then I'll try and have the mod over on the weekend, but as you probably gathered already, these take ages to do, so... me saying it'll be done in a few days turns out to be, you know, a week. But whatevs. Anyway, let's just keep ourselves entertained until Fallout 76 drops, and then I can make mods and builds for that, and it'll be good fun. Anyway, as always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. I will talk to you lovely bunch soon, and you take care.